Okay, welcome back, and we're looking at the phenomenon of in Kano, where the governor has, as it were, split the emirate a bit. 4 new emirates, they've all been sworn in. Was done when the emir of Kano was away on, I think it was away to on Hajj or Mecca. He was away, and that's where the news was heard. And we've been looking at what's been going on. Okay, Truth Moko and Ahmed Abbas still in the studio with us. And we were looking at, no reason has been given, so we're coming up with some of our own that, okay, maybe outspoken.
No, there's a reason. The governor um, wants to investigate the usage of the Emirate funds as supervised by the emir and all that.
But that's one of the troubles,
Absolutely.
but hardly a
Because
reason to add 4 more Emirates, but we've been looking at the disposition of the emir, and we've been saying that, yeah, he's been an intellectual on the radical side, if it is radical to say it like it is, not caring whose ox is God, among other things that I think might have been controversially received, might be pointing to the fact that, his side of the country is unnecessarily poor and has been so for too long, and that the unemployment was a ticking time bomb. I think earlier he had also said things along the lines of in this whole crisis, criminality that we're grappling with now, that the casualties of the Fulanese were consistently being underreported, thereby giving the impression of a one-sided affair, and that Fulanese were in no way, shape, or form anywhere near as guilty as has been portrayed by a press. So a number of things have happened one way or the other that we can maybe guess. Maybe he's gotten a bit too uncomfortable. But good morning. Thank you for calling in.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Ayinla.
Yeah, I'm calling from Makoti.
Makodi, great to have you.
Yeah, I'm very happy to get you today. I've been trying for a long time to get this. Very unfortunate.
Okay. Great, you got us today.
I appreciate the good topic that we introduced today. I want to correct something.
Sure.
My name is Anyila, Anyila, not Anyila.
A-N-Y?
Y-I-N-A, Anyila, that's good. I was born and brought up in Ibadan, so I know when I call Anyila, they will call me Anyila.
No, but we can't afford it. So it is A-N-Y.
Yes.
It's been corrected.
I-L-A.
Yes, very correct.
And it is pronounced. Correct. It is pronounced.
Anyila.
Anila. Okay. Great.
The issue of Ganduje, Emir of Kano, is very unfortunate. To me, I would say that Emir of Kano to learn how to adapt the they make in Kano. It's just like when they are talking about state policing, introducing other things that maybe now we are facing Niger problem. We are unable to pay this. I think I'm looking at this as maybe in Kano State, the way the emir of Kano is having is same thing with the government. So because of political differences, I strongly believe that maybe Gandhi was thinking Emir of Kano was in support of Kwankwaso. And he tried to break that relationship. Now he introduced this Emir. But to me, it's a normal thing. If you look at Benny of recent, our governor Oton and bring new first-class seats. They won in Oyo State. So we just learn how to handle it. But as the man in school with bread by saying, there is no way you
Mr. Abbas,
talk about your feelings. we must express our feelings. Because the more we keep problems within our mind, the more we are killing ourselves.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Anila. I think we got that right. Mr. Anila, interesting name. Yeah. What practical effect does this have, apart from maybe the emir's sort of ego? He still is the emir, but is it a diluting? Because an association that I didn't know existed, but it does, an association of royal families, they have spoken. So it's like maybe this is new to them. This kind of a thing.
It's very difficult to
hasn't
give,
been done.
It's very difficult to give a man a couple of things, and the best way to test a man really is to give him those two things. And it is terrible if you give him two of them together: power and money. So if you have power and I offend you, it will take, I don't know what, it would take a lot for you not to want to revenge or pay me back or show me that you have power. I mean, the last time I was there, one Thursday, it was a Thursday that I was there the last time. As I drove out of this place and I got on the road, there was no evidence to show that the car that I got into his front was a politician or a military man or whoever. But I know that the car that I was following was a pickup painted with police colors. I was yanked off the road. So those are the things, part of the problems that we have.
So
when
even
you
when
have
there's no money, but there is power.
Yes. You have this guy driving this Range Rover car and all that. There was no siren, there was no evidence. It was when that car, the first car had passed me, that I realized that it was a police vehicle. But this other guy came, and it was terrible. The point that I'm making here is that we need to get our politicians to be able to manage political power, and especially if you govern in a state like Kano, where you have huge allocation, that's double wahala. It will be very difficult for you not to pay back the governor, the emir, for whatever wrong he has done to you or for whatever he has said. So I think that everybody needs to be very careful.
Okay. Good morning, and thank you for calling in.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for calling in, Mr. George.
Thank you. And also good morning to Chooks and Mr. Bar.
Sir George, good morning to you.
Uncle Yori, those who know Governor Ganduje should tell him that he has taken a wrong step. Vengeance is for the laws of the Almighty, not for men. We know that this man is not happy that the emir was not supportive of his second term. And for that reason, he's venging. But what is justifying his vengeance? After all, he has won the election. If you have already won the election of which you did not get his support, why are you venging? You are giving an opportunity to whatever wishes the emir had against you to now come to fruition. I hope he doesn't regret it later. The emir, if you are an emir and you cannot speak the truth to your people, what then is your role?
Okay.
Emir Sanusi is known for his forthrightness. This is not the first time he's talking. He talked about, I remember he talked about attitude of the governors, I mean the state governors in the north, their attitudes to infrastructure and their attitude to get child education. All he has been saying, I don't think anyone can fault it. If something is wrong and the emir of a place cannot point it out or point to the right direction, why is he the emir? This is the way I see it. What the governor is doing is simply to whittle down his power and eventually get him out of the throne. If he gets him out of the throne, he should remember that what goes up must come down. And he should be very careful.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. George, for calling in. I was going along the lines of the question before Mr. George called in as to what effect is this likely to have on, the emirate, the people, his subjects, so to speak. They don't wield any political power. Their power is, traditional, cultural, but politicians have long known that it's also an awesome thing to have on their side in some sort of ways. The point that Mr. George makes So apart from being ceremonial heads, what exactly are they supposed to be? If they won't, they just have to be good for something. Could you just hold your response? Let me just add this caller. Good morning. Thank you for calling in.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah. My name is Tunde, calling from Odessa.
Good to have you, Tunde.
Yeah. In respect of the topic you are discussing, the governor, we are all looking at it politically. But the other side of it is that the Emir of Kano is no more a CBN governor. He is not under any government. He is the father of all nations. He is a traditional ruler now. He is supposed to take things traditionally, because the tension in the land, especially in the north, is always high, and the people are always aggrieved. So he is supposed to be in a position whereby he can always calm all tensions that will not escalate or will not cause any problem to the society. His position as an emir also, he can also summon his other colleagues as a traditional ruler, if so wish, there is anything he wants to discuss with that he feels is agreed with. Like one of the guests said, he said the position he's holding now, he has access to the president, he has access to the governor, he has access to so many influential people that he can always talk to. There is not everything that he needs to come out and say out, because the way people will react to it, majority will take it negatively, and it's going to escalate more problems to the society.
Okay, Tunde, thank you very much for calling in. Appreciate your call. And okay,
can I just take it?
Yes, and maybe can I just make this quick one, because and maybe you also include it in your commentary. I was reading somewhere that Sanusi says people are saying he has access. He has access. He has access. He has used such access. He said he has sent folders, folios, massive information to the right authorities. Nothing whatsoever has been heard. I just wanted to mention that.
Yes, that's exactly the point. Look, as Nigerians, if you ask an average man on the street his opinion about his traditional rulers, there are many traditional rulers that are actually in tandem and in alliance with the political class. They don't want to roughen any word feather. They want to continue to be fed by the political class.
Yes.
And what does it take a traditional ruler to be in the good book of the governor? Just keep quiet. Whatever you need for your comfort, he will give it to you. But if you are somebody that is passionate about human development,
if your own development vision is not in tandem with the political arrangement.
Yes, because he made mention in the course of his conversation, he mentioned the fact that, look, when you keep using 80 to 85% of your budget for recurrent expenditure, you can't develop. You can't develop. He's saying it from an economic point of view.
Yes.
You don't need to go to Harvard to know that you can't be using annually 80 to 85% of your budget in paying, in attending to recurrent expenditure and think you are going to develop. There's no infrastructure. There's no economic development. There's going to be unemployment and all the rest of them. The challenge for me is that we should encourage, yes, a lot of people are saying there are diplomatic channels. The question is, where has those channels led us as a people?
Okay, one moment, please. Good morning, and thank you for holding on.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Good morning, sir. Thank you very much for calling in, Comrade Ayo.
And good morning to our guests in the studio.
Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Uncle Yori, there are two pertinent questions here to be asked. First is, did the governor have the right to create the emirate the way he did? The answer to this, yes. Did he do it in the interest of the emirate? The answer to this is no. And you see, the moment the governor created this emirate, it is a known fact, it is a probable fact that he did it because he want to get back to the emir, which to me is wrong, honestly speaking. Yes, the emir, being the father of all, should have displayed a kind of diplomacy in his utterances. But even at that, even talking the way he talks, we all know the type of person the emir is. An outspoken person, he doesn't give a damn about who knocks his God when he wants to talk and when he wants to talk the truth. And here, the emir is saying it. The emir is saying, you can't continue this way and develop Kano. No matter how you can continue this way and develop Kano, if a serious leader should have taken such an advice and act upon it instead of trying to get back to the person who is saying this. The problem with our political classes, when they get political power, it gets into their head, forgetting that they are going to live there one day. Look at what happened in your states now. The governor is leaving in about 2 or 3 weeks time now. Another governor is coming in, and probably the governor that is coming in will change whatever the governor has done pertaining to the traditional rulership in your state. So nobody will be there permanently. Even the emir that is stuck in one day, if you are not going to live there, one day you will go. So we should tread softly when we are treating issues. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Comrade Ayo. So the way the conversation has been going between the home and here, I think the point is being made that this whole matter of speaking truth to power, you have to tread very, very softly. That's what people are saying. At all times. Now, you see, you said at all times. I was going to say in normal times, in usual times. Now, these times are not normal. These times in our country are not normal.
The more reason you should tread carefully.
I vehemently disagree totally, spirit, soul, and body. You see, when the nation, no. The reason why, can I tell you, the reason why you keep having a society where we tell ourselves like, I told you the other day, you can actually put an empty pot of fire. We tell ourselves like, yes,
but
yes.
We can actually saying it like that. Sir, you say being politically correct.
No, that's yes. It's just our invention to be comfortable with ordinarily what we shouldn't be comfortable. I said it's just like putting an empty pot on the fire and keep assuring Nigerians that I guarantee you your food will soon be ready. You can never get a developed society where everybody is politically correct.
Let me bring in the guy from home again. I'll come back to studio. Good morning. Thank you for calling in.
That's Comrade Mazi Patrick Okora from Rano. Good morning, sir.
Mazi, good morning.
The man from Rano.
You see, sir, Yuri and our guest, good morning in the studio. You see, Imo State Traditional Council invasion by Okorocha, we saw what happened. It was not very palatable for Okorocha. Oyo State Traditional Council invasion by the governor, even the Kano State Traditional Council invasion. You see, if you want to test a reborn again, test him or her with what? With money and power. So that is the two cardinal things we have in this country, power and money. If Nigeria would just say bye-bye to this issue of power and money, we'll move forward. You see, the Kano State we are talking about, everybody knows Sanusi as a tested economist, as a tested banker, as a tested, name them. But the thing is this, there is nothing wrong for anybody, anywhere you find yourself, not to have your say. You look, there's what I have discovered is a research carried out by the Global Management and in Nigeria today, we don't like criticism. That is the problem Nigeria is facing. You don't like people. Look, you can even watch the program you are doing here. People criticizing the program. People with that talk, people criticize it. There is nothing you do in this country. Look at Trump. I normally use Trump as an example. We see how Trump is moving. We see the kind of criticism Trump is having every day with human beings, with the media, and it's moving. You know exactly what he has. So I would have suggested to the governor, overlook what happened during the election or after election or before election. Face your job as you are coming back to the second tenure and do what? Carry everybody along. Because this issue of discrepancy or issue of a division of the traditional, to me, traditional institution is something that has been existing. Although today now, there are places you go in a traditional council, they have just turned it into a business PLC. When you bring money, they install it, and at the end of the day, that is why we see how all this issue of kidnapping, armed robbery, gunmen, hate measures, because the traditional, they have not sit down to do their normal work. If the traditional rulers are doing the normal work, all these issues of discrepancy of this will not come up. So please, we need peace everywhere. Traditional council, they should allow them to be on their own. Government house be on their own because they should marry. That is traditional marriage between government house and the Emirate Council. Thank you very much. Have a blessed day in Lagos.
Thank you very much.
You know, being politically correct cannot take any nation anywhere. Britain, when it was presiding over slavery, it took a William Wilberforce several years of looking at his co-parliamentarian and say, let us examine whether what we're actually doing is right.
Yes.
He kept on sponsoring
which was revolutionary at that time. It was a whole mental upheaval.
It was. I mean, one single man versus the entire world because it was a global trade. Several years of sponsoring bill in the parliament. A Rosa Parks, when bus segregation in US, it took a lady refusing to comply, to be politically correct, that anytime a white man comes into a transport, a bus, every black...
avoid trouble and just get
up and allow.
Please,
until,
let us be very delicate.
Until a lady
don't cause wahala.
Until a lady said, for how long can we keep on being politically correct? I refuse to be part of that correctness. It took a Martin Luther King Jr. looking at a nation where racial distance was was a law. He said, no, let us not be judged, by the color of our skin. Judge me by the content of my character. It was a one-man revolution. He refused to be politically correct. That is what this nation needs. This nation is sick in every facet of it all. And we need people to be able to stand and speak the truth.
Let me squeeze one last call in. Good morning. Thank you for calling in, Mr. Oloko.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, it's an interesting program.
Sure.
And
quickly, please. We're running out of time.
Hello? What
quickly.
The Emir...
Yes.
What the Emir Sanusi has really done as a CBN governor, ex-CBN governor, and as a Emir, it's a good thing. But it doesn't reflect, you understand, what the masses, you understand, is leading, you understand, in Kano really want. You are living a very large life, and translate what the people, you understand, they want. You understand? As a particular end, you're supposed to make sure your people are...
Okay, that line wasn't very good, Mr. Locke, but we were talking about the creation of...
But did you get the gist of what he was saying?
He said the emir was living large, and the people in the midst of all of this poverty, right?
Absolutely. So, I believe that everybody needs to be...
But does he want the emir to be wearing nikah all over the
No, he doesn't want him to be wearing nikah, but he has made a point that I think that the emir and the rest of us need to take in. You can't be living in the midst of poverty and be dressed in poverty yourself, even though you're looking very... we're dressed up and all the limousine you're driving and all that. And that they are not taking, what you say, contributing. That's the point that I think that he's making. The valid point that he has made is that you are speaking for the people, but you see, it's hypocrisy. It's hypocrisy for you to
That is why I was saying that if he wants the emir, if such people want an emir or an oba in khaki shorts and khaki nikah.
That's not the point. You're missing the point.
Okay.
You're missing the point. You're missing the point. You don't have to. When you are a father, when you are a father and your children are hungry,
you have to.
When you come, you see them, you put that in on the table. I want more. Eat. Make una eat belly full first.
No, I read in the note. I can tell you. Look, there are some one or two philanthropic things that the emir and some of them do. But look, we must not shy away from the reality that when you have a governor, you have a government, the entire resources is in their hand to better the life of their people. We must hold them accountable.
And I think that's the point.
We must hold them accountable.
Run out of time. Yes. I would have liked to hear some more. Thank you very much, Chuks Nwoko, and thank you very much, Ahmed Dada Abbas. Thank you, gentlemen, for sharing your perspectives, and also to you at home for contributing your perspectives on this whole subject as well. Please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. I am Yori Folani. Bye-bye for now.